It's early morning o'clock. I'm out here at somewhere I'd like to come and visit, and this is what I'm going to call All Smoke Mountain, the sequel. Because last time I did this one, anybody who's watched my other video will know that I actually went off up the wrong mountain, wrong trail. I actually found a very nice place. Oh wow, that creek's down now. Yeah. Clover's lovely though. Look at the clover, it's everywhere. Yeah. Creek's down now though. Look at that. Yeah, I could walk right across that now with no problem. Right. Oh yeah, she's way down. Yep. And it's been pretty dry. That's why I've come back out here again today. It's supposed to be dry for the next little while. So this road is not a road you want to do when it's wet. Oh, see the potholes filled in. All this, they dug all the crap off of here the other day. There was a big pothole right here. I filled that in. But, that's good. Stayed in there hard packed. This road needs a little bit of a, wouldn't hurt to run a grader up it. Yeah, maybe add a few thousand tons of stone on it as well would help. Right, morning o'clock. Anybody that watched my other video will know that you turn off left here now. Yeah, nice, eh? Yeah. I saw some cows up the far end of the road, but didn't see any other wildlife up there. So this is not an area that's overly populated with people, let's just put it that way. Yeah. If that doesn't make a nice start to my day, I have no idea what does. Now, where I'm going today, I'm going to head out across here just a little bit. Where I went wrong the other day is I ended up going off up that lot. Ooh, I hear a bird over there. Hawk or something. Something over there screeching. That's good. Yeah. I tell you what, if you like hiking out in the middle of nowhere, well away from absolutely everybody, not likely to see too many people up in this way, this is your place. Look at the wildflowers. Look at all this. That's why I like this time of the year. Absolutely amazing. You get a bit further up into the wooded areas there, you find a lot more of that paintbrush. There's whites and purples. I have no idea what all this stuff is. Clover, obviously, I know. I don't know what these ones are. Look at that. Isn't that nice? It's absolutely humming with bees. Literally all I can hear is bzzz. Yeah, that is really good. And I'll tell you what else is really nice. I have just you can see, yeah, a bit of you can actually see the goosebumps there. It's nice and chilly. It's only about, I think they said, when I left Calgary, I think they said it was 17 in town, and out this way I can tell you it's not 17. I saw a lot of mist and what have you on the roads from the water evaporating, so it's definitely not 17. Yeah. That's the only reason I'd like to get up and start early. Get up and get out there, get some of the cooler weather on the way up. I don't mind it being hot on the way down, but I hate going. This is a 700 meter elevation gain from here to the top of where I'm going. I did see somebody else's video, and over their hiking page, right on the video, and they pointed out that the mountain over there is All Smoke. It is not. All Smoke is up over that way. There's a ridge that runs here. This is the East Ridge, and you follow it all the way up. I'll explain that as we get up there. As I've said before in many of my videos, when you come across gates like this, make sure you close them. Yeah. Right, on I go. Right, gate is closed. On my way. That one's a bit of a tight one. Said the bishop to the actress. But a different story. Anyway, right, I will head out across here. Last time I came here, all these trees up in all this lot, absolutely full of cows. But I see there's been another quad up in here. The ranchers are up in here all the time. keeping an eye on the cows and stuff. It's bear in mind this is bear country. Sorry, had to do the joke. Yeah, anybody that watched my Dawson video the other day will know I came very close to a very angry bear. That is first time I've ever been huffed at by a bear. I was probably only 60-70 feet away from it. It was in the trees. I could see it, but I just couldn't look straight at it. If you ever find yourself in that situation, do not ever look at the bear directly, because you are challenging that bear then. What you do is you look at the ground and you make it very clear that you're backing away. Yeah, that bear was huffing and chomping and yeah, not happy at all that I was there. First time in all these years I've walked past many bears. I've been much closer than that to bears before. Way closer. Way too bloody close actually on a few occasions. However, that was the first time I've actually been huffed at. So, yeah, not a pleasant experience, but either way. Actually, I had my bear spray deployed so quickly, I had it out of my pouch and in my hand literally 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I kid you not. But I pulled the safety catch off so bloody fast, I actually snapped it off. Couldn't find the bloody thing, so yeah, I was somewhat preoccupied at that time. But either way, always bear in mind it is bear country. And that's the other thing, we're doing the videos like this as well. I'm sitting here rabbiting and talking and all that kind of stuff. Human voice travels a vast distance out in the boonies. Just make sure you make some noise. I know everybody likes to wander along shouting hey bear and all this kind of stuff, but as long as you're making some kind of noise. Wakey wakey rise and shine is my favourite. Yeah, last time I came, all these trees over here, they were all full of cows. It was a very hot day and they'd all taken shelter in there. Right, once I'm up round this corner I will show you the actual ridge. I saw in somebody's description that up there, that clump of trees on the top there, that's where they said was All Smoke Mountain. It is not. That is where I went the other week. It's very nice, so if you want to go, you can do a ridge walk all the way up to the top of there. It's very nice. Nice views up there. It's in one of my videos there, the last one that says All Smoke. The alternative start. That is up there. And that's actually a very nice walk. Yeah, a little steep in places, but whatever. I mean, it's mountains, you know. Mountains are steep. Yeah, so I'm going to head round this corner into the next meadow and I'll do some more when I get over there. Right, just coming to the far end of the meadow. If you look on Google Maps, you'll see this is all still shown as forest up in there, but it's not. It's all logged out. Just going to stop off at the campsite up here, put a bit more bug spray on, and because I know there's some taller grass coming up in a minute, so just put some more bug spray on and get myself organised. Wakey wakey rise and shine. It's the only thing with when they've logged out, yeah, you see all kinds of big brown lumps in there and you go, what is that? Okay, yeah, it's a tree root. Yeah. Now up in here the other day, one of my other videos, this is where the porta potty was. That was absolutely priceless, that was. Wakey wakey rise and shine. Right, I'm just going to stop off over here at this tree stump. Put on some spray, because I think the bugs are about to get relentless once they start going up that hill. And go from there. You know, I think when the ranchers are setting up in here for the season, I think this is where they kind of hang out. The fireside might have you. Right, let me just make use of this tree stump and I will put on some more spray before heading up that way. That's your way up, is over through there. Right, I'll do that in just a second. Right, just leaving the campsite there. There's the big meadows up past these trees. Little cow track that comes up through here. This is a little drier than it was the other day. Right, as I said just now, on Google Maps this all still shows this as forest. It's not, it's all been cut. You're just going to work your way up the tree line you'll find the old roadway up here in a minute. Now, some people might opt just to head straight up across that way. You can. I've been up across that way. I can tell you now, it's a lot more tree hopping and what have you. The old route is a little bit wetter at some times of the year. At the moment, oh, there's a deer over there. Oh, Mr. Deer, I see you. You can stand very still behind that tree, but I can still see you. Right, then head up through my sea of yellow, and what you're going to do is you're going to head up here. You'll find a couple of blue signs, and a couple of blue bits painted on trees, sorry, and you'll find a Spray Lake sawmill, which is now West Fraser. Just up here, you're going to head into the trees and follow what was the old road for a little bit. I'll show you that. Where you're going to head in is just up there on that corner. Right, on I go. Right, just going to come up from that way. There's the Spray Lake sign and the two bits of blue on the trees. Then you're going to come down here. This is the old road down through here. Now I've just cut up through the trees. There's a very nice cow trail. This corner's a little wet, but down through there's a nice little cow trail. Cuts this corner off, and this is the old road. Now this can sit a little wet along here in places, so keep your eyes on your feet. Now up through there, it looks like you could walk through there easier, but I've tried it and there's so much deadfall, you might as well just bite the bullet, walk along the old bit of road. The signs up here, just follow the signs. Yeah, it's way easier. And the other thing is, it is quiet. Listen. All I can hear is the hum of bugs, creak in the bottom. There's no wind in the trees whatsoever. I'm going to head along this way until I get to my next turn off. I like this bit along here. It's a little hit and miss in places. A couple of softer bits. This time of the year, they're very much wet. You know. It's drying out pretty quick. Yeah. Right, this piece here is an important turn off, because this is where we're going to turn off and start going up the hill. So get to here. That's the one I cut off the other week. Now, if you follow the Kananaskis guides, if you follow the bit for Trail 57, it will say round the corner and descend a hill. That's that hill, that's Trail 57 down that way. Where you want to turn off for all smoke is this way. It goes into a little clearing. If you look on Google Maps, you'll see this is like a half moon shaped piece of grass on here, surrounded by forest. I'll have to roll my sleeves back down. Bugs are getting me. Right. So I'm just going to do that up here in a second. Yeah. Right, so like I say, if you look on Google Maps, this shows this as a get off, bug. This shows this as a half moon piece of grass. That's this piece, and where we're going to head is up to the end over there, and up through the trees that way, through the clear cut. I'll do that when I get there. Right, at the far end of the meadow, it's rather nice this time of the day because my trousers are soaked now because I've just walked up through the long grass and it's still wet. When you get to the end of this half moon shaped meadow, you'll come across a bunch of trees like that. Up through that way you'll see a bunch of flagging hanging out the trees there, blowing in the wind, and you'll see some cut off logs up through there. That's where you want to head, up straight up through there, and then we can cut across a cut log. There's a nice early morning breeze, I'll take that. Wow, that's nice. Alright, so there's the meadow down there. Come up through that corner, there's a bent over tree there. I always come underneath that. Then you'll come across this row of logs here, or trees that are cut off through here. Now it's just a case of finding your way up through this, follow these trees. Now where I went wrong was at the far end of these trees, so I will do another bit in a bit. Right, where we're heading is up onto a ridge that runs up that way, runs up over there. That's where we're heading. So, right, I'm going to head up this way and do some more in a bit. Right, so I'm halfway across the cut block here. As you can see, there's a really easy to follow by the posts here that got flagging on it. Right, where I went before, the cut line is literally just up here in these trees, but I missed it because it's been so butchered where they did the cut block bit that you can't really see it. Now where I went was up that hill and along to the top of there. Very nice walk, like I say. If you want to explore, great place to explore. Those are nice, there's some nice places up in there. Now where you actually want to go, see this hill here? We're going to go down a little valley, up that side, and then we're going to follow that ridge all the way up. That's the East Ridge approach to Allsmoke. Yeah, not up through there. Been that way, that's not the right way. Right, I'm going to cut across here a bit more and see if I can find this remains of the cut block, the cut line, sorry. Right, the cut line is up through there, through the trees, and comes down through this way a little bit. There's a creek crossing up here. So I'm going to head up to this corner, and I know if I go this way, I know I can bushwhack straight down across there and cut across the thing. But I'm going to see if I can do it to show you on the video. You know, it's much easier to get across here to the cut line up here. If I was just doing this without the video, I'd cut straight across there and up that ridge over there. But I'm going to go up this way, follow the posts up, and see if I can find the remains of the cut line. Right, so I've come up across the cut block. Over there you see the tree stumps. There's a double red marker I've just put in a tree here. What you want to do is when you come off at that double red, the tree stumps follow across to over there, and that's where I went wrong, because it's kind of leading you up around the corner in the wrong direction. Where you actually need to go is down in there. So I'm just going to bushwhack down through this whole piece is a bushwhack, and it will remain so until the trail eventually appears. But I will head down through this way, because I know that the cut line I'm looking for is down in here. This is where I went wrong last time. I followed the markers right across, and I shouldn't have done. I should have headed down in here somewhere. So, like I say, this is an old cut block. It is full of slash at the moment. It is breaking down pretty good. But I'm looking at that point down in the bottom there. That's looking suspiciously like where I'm heading to. If it is, I'll put a bit of marker in the tree. If it's not, I'll find the correct spot and put a bit of marker in that tree. Because this is a downhill, they've got all the slash laying across the slope, obviously, just to contain the mud and garbage, so we don't get erosion. I can hear water. I know that there's a creek in the bottom here. So I'd like to find the remains of the cut line here on this corner, and then I can just mark that up. That would be way easier. I know I will bump into it if I go down here, because I came through here the other week. Somewhere here is the remains of a cut line. This is why it's easy to lose this stuff. So let's head across here a little bit. Looks a little bit easier walking. As I say, you could go just right across and just follow those stumps all the way across, but I did that. I found it really easy to miss this turn off, so I will head into the trees here. My cut line is down through here somewhere, I know it is. So I'm going to put a red marker on one of these trees here, somewhere that can be seen. That one, oh, there's a piece of orange tape here. Right, so there's a piece of orange tape. That's obviously the marker for the tree cutting. But I'm going to put a little bit here and then head off up through that way. Should be able to find the cut line. And this is how easy it is to miss cut line. I was stood over there in that last bit of video putting a piece of tape on that tree saying I'm going to find the cut line. I walked 20 feet. I put another piece on there just for the turn off. And here is the old cut line. This is it. Right? This is the old cut line. See how easy it is to miss this? This is really overgrown. There's a creek crossing down in the bottom there. I'm going to head down across there and up the other side, and then I will show you what I find when I get over there. That was easy. Yeah. So we will continue on down here. So we had some cows through here. A little bit of water still in some of the creeks. What a nice sound though. Right, so we can get across here without falling in. There we go. Don't want wet feet. I don't mind damp trousers, but I don't want wet feet this time of the day. So that's the crossing. This is the creek that flows all the way down to Link Creek if you follow it. Now, this is an important turn off as well, because on the mat and a lot of the stuff you'll see on all trails, it kind of disappears down at this point. Once you cross the creek, it kind of does a funny little U-shaped piece that heads downwards, and you'll get to here and you'll think, oh wow, that must be the trail down there, because that looks really, really nice. And if you went down there and did a U-shaped bit, you could come back up. But this is the cut line. This is where you actually want to go. Yeah, there is an arrow on the ground here. Last time I came, you could clearly see that. That's all overgrown. Yeah, so this is where you want to actually come. Up through this gap. There is a bit of flag in here. Up through this gap. And there's 3 little dips, like water trough dip things. On the 3rd dip, you're going to head off on the right. I'll show you that when I get there. Look at the wildflowers. It's amazing. Look at this. There's the bees and the flowers. Nature's magic. You walk up through here in winter and you think there's nothing here at all. Nothing. And the sun comes out and away it goes. Right, this is going through the little water dips, and this is the 3rd one right here. So the trail unfortunately starts up that steep bank. Right, so I've already gained a fair bit of elevation here. Out through there, that's Gleason's Hill and all that kind of good stuff. That's the cut line. So if you did the U-shaped piece, you would have come up through here somewhere. Well, I don't know why you'd want to do that when you can just come up here. Right, I have to head off up there now. Right, so for ease of navigation, I've just come up that steep piece. This is the ridge. As you can see, there is a very well worn trail up here. Now, this whole trail has about 700 meters of up. I've already done a good bit. So I'm going to follow this ridge up. I shouldn't need to do much. I think I'm going to be in trees for a fair way. It is steeper than it looks for this first little bit, and then it just slowly finds its way all the way up the ridge. Right, I will follow this. Right, that first steep part is now over. It seems to be steep, shallow, and it just kind of meanders its way up through the forest. There isn't a lot you can see. I can see some bits down there that I recognise. You can hardly see them through the trees. Actually, let's head over that way, see if I can see a bit more. I don't think I can. No. There's a nice meadow down in the bottom there. That's where I found that abandoned horse camp the other week. Down in that. Right. Up here. Slowly but surely gaining elevation. Something that is very nice to see is back in the day, because all of these, I keep seeing stuff that's been cleared off the trail, and they're all old cuts, like old saw marks. So somebody came up here at one time and cleared a whole bunch of deadfall off this trail. So whoever that was, thank you very much. Makes good trail markers. This is a really easy trail to follow. Of course, if you can't follow this trail, you're in trouble. I did put a couple of bits of tape across. There's a junction down below where there's an old logging crossroads bit. So I marked that for straight across. And other than that, I'm just following this ridge all the way up. It's starting to warm up now. Either that or I'm getting hot because I'm walking uphill. Right, I will carry on that way. Oh, still wandering up through the forest. Last year's canine crap. That's either a small wolf or a coyote. Not sure which. It's not very big for a wolf. It's more coyote. Yeah. Right, I will continue this way. Well, so far I've only had to cut a few small ones off of this trail, which is very nice. Like I was saying earlier, somebody had been up here in the past, cleared a whole bit. So I continue the legacy. Find little bits on the trail, push them off or cut them off if you have to cut them. And then this is just me. This is a habit for me. I always stack firewood in the trees. So whenever I get nice dry wood like that, and trust me, that's really good firewood. I like to stack it in the trees like that, just so, yeah. Not that I'm ever likely to come up here for a campfire, but let me actually, I'll take that up one more notch if I can. There we go. Like that, yeah. I always do that. Straw wood hanging up in the trees like that. Right, make sure I left no tools behind. Everything's cleared out. Everything's good. Yeah. Nice. And the trail continues up through there. I should have known better than to say, hey, they're all small ones, because now I found a couple of big ones. Right, we clear those out of there. Be a good excuse to get this pack off and have a rest. Done and dusted, and on I go. Stacked up my firewood. Yeah, right. Whew, certainly warming up, that's for sure. I need to get moving because the bugs are catching up with me. Right, another one done. I might grab that other one on the way back down as well, but I've still got quite a long way to go. You see a lot of these old cuts in here, which is always nice to see. That's old. Yeah. It's rather nice up in here, but every time I stop I get infested with flies and bloody bugs and Christ knows what, so I'm just going to put this away and continue on up that way. So I've arrived at what I believe to be the end of the ridge trail. Now I know in Bob Spurko's guide for this particular trail, he did bushwhack through that lot on the way up, but just down here there's grass meadows. There's a pile of rocks here, there's a can at the end here. I'm just going to rebuild that because it's kind of falling over. But I believe he said, and I can see there's clearings down in there, there's grass. I believe he said the best way is actually down through there, because I've got two trails here. I've got one there that looks reasonably well trodden, and there's another one over there that's kind of. So I think I'm going to take the reasonably well trodden one and go that way. And if that leads me into some grass meadows, I know exactly where I am. Right, so just going to descend a short hill. It's nice to be going down for a while. Let's see how bad this grass is, because the bugs are relentless. They're horrible. Right, so his trail that he suggests is down into here, and I can see where there's a couple of walkways over there where people have been. All the way down over there, that's all like Shangalashi, Blue Rock, Burns Mountain, all that kind of stuff's all over that way. Yes, Volcano Ridge and what have you is up along there. Now where I'm heading, you can't actually see it at the moment, it's up through the trees that way. So I've actually got up here quicker than I thought I was going to actually. The grass doesn't look too bad. I didn't know whether the grass was going to be big, thick, tall, 3 foot high, sopping wet grass, but I'm going to cut across it that way. And see, that seems to be a fairly well trodden trail through there. I will cut across there and see what I find. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of meadow this bit. Hey, shadow people, how's it going? Oh, yeah. Now I'm just going to, I've just come through the trees there, so that's actually not too bad. So yeah, I think I'm just going to meadow this bit across here a bit. I know when I've looked up this way before, there's 2 large meadows up here, and I don't know whether this is the first one or whether I'm into the second one or whatever. I'm not sure where that comes out, but there doesn't seem to be much of a trail in through that lot, and it looks pretty dense in there. So I think I will just cut across this hill. It's a pretty steep hill. I'm just doing a bit of video of where I came out of the trees, just so I recognise it on the way back. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I always like to do that. One thing that's really handy with a camera is when you walk out of a forest into a big clearing, you know exactly where you are. But when you need to get back into that little tiny path that you've come out of into a huge clearing, that's not always so easy. So I think I'm going to have to cut across this way. The peak I'm looking for is up over that way. But let me cut across through here. I can't be the only person that's ever had this dilemma, so I expect to find some kind of slightly better marked thing than bushwhack somewhere through that lot. Let me go and see what I can find. Well, I just come out through a fairly easy little walk through there. It's a trail. It's bigger than the deer trail, so I know other people have walked that way. And I'm out in these great big meadows. Now, I do know there's several of these big meadows up in here. I can see a little bit of one over through the trees there that goes up along that ridge. I'm not sure, but I know I need to be up as far as I can go, so I don't know whether I'm just going to cut across here somewhere, but I know I have to head in that direction, and I'm not sure whether that peak that I can see up there on top of the hill, I think over there, I think that's that ridge along there is like goes off Volcano Way. Now I don't know whether that piece up the top of there may be where I want to go. I don't know. What I'm going to do is cross this grass, see if I get eaten alive. If I start getting eaten alive, I might just do this as a day video and bugger off, but I'm just looking. I can't see anything that looks like a piece of tape or anything like that, so I'm just going to side hill all the way across here, up through that meadow on the other side over there, and see where I end up. Right, I've put a fresh battery in. This is my view. Isn't that nice, eh? I'll take this. Yeah, look at that. Lovely, isn't it? Right, there's an angled tree, dead one over there. There's two dead stumps. There's an angled tree. I came out the forest, it's just down below that angled tree. So I'm going to cut across here, just keeping my eyes open. Look at these amazing flowers. Look at this. That's why I like this time of the year. You get up in these high alpine meadows, it is nothing but flowers as far as I can see. That's bloody steep down there, look at that. Yeah, you fall over down there, I don't think you'll stop till you hit the bottom. Yeah, isn't that nice? Now I'm going to cut across, there's a suspicious looking gap over there. I'm going to head to there first, just to get out this sunshine and the bugs. Get off bugs. Get over to there and see what I can find. Well, can't find anything at all that looks anything remotely like anybody was ever here, so I've just come across that lot. Wow, that's warm out in the sun. I think on the way back I might stay a little bit higher, cut along the ridge off to my right. I'm going to head up that way, head along the ridge, because I can see there's another clearing up through the trees up through that way. So let me go and see what's up in there. Good stop place for good place to stop for a rest. I think I need a drink of water too, getting stumbly. Right, that over there is all blue rock. Down through there, back into Burns, Shangalashi, Gibraltar's up around that way. That one over there that I can see in the trees, pointing right there, that is Missing Link. That's probably going to be full of a lot of people today, I should think. Yeah, I can tell you, that is that's quite the walk up those hills. You look at these meadows and you're like, how the hell do these meadows just not fall down? They're so steep. 42 degrees is the terminal slope, so you would think that they would just eventually collapse, and I guess over time they will. They probably are all sliding downhill just very slowly. Yeah. Oh dear. Now the other way up, I think that peak over there is where I'm heading. I think that's it. Once I get over the top of this ridge I should be able to see it. I think this is part of the second meadow. Yeah, so I will enjoy that cool breeze. I got my hat off, so a bit of air conditioning while I cool down, and just have a drink of water and I will head on my way. Right, yeah, I'm convinced that's the summit I'm looking for over there, that one. But I found a very nice rocky outcrop. I think on the way back, I'm doing a fair amount of bushwhack anyway, so I think on the way back I might stay closer to that, get off like that tree line up through here. That looks a little flatter. I think I might try that on the way back. I'm going to head up across there. I see some kind of trail across there. There's a line, and that looks like it's been fairly well worn. Yeah, that's unusual. That's not a natural line. So I will cut across there, up around that forest over that side, and see what's over there. Right, on I go. Always stop and have a look, especially when there's a nice breeze blowing. I can see a faint trail right across here, down that valley, and up across there. You can just about see it right across there. So I will follow that, because I think it's going to be infinitely better than trying to fight my way through those trees. But I think when I get back to here on the way back, I might stay a little bit higher, I think, and cut across. However, had I done that on the way up here, I wouldn't have found that really nice little rock corner over there. So, yeah, in this place, amazing. Look at it, absolutely stunning. I keep seeing places I recognise. I see a little peak of something, I think, oh, I know where that is. Been there, know where that is. Yeah, that valley over there is where I cleared out all that trail the other day. That's trail 19, goes off down that valley. The Sheep River Valley is down in the middle of roughly where the end of my stick is. It's roughly down in the middle of there. That's the Sheep Valley down in there. And it, yeah, wow. Tell you what, I'm enjoying this breeze. I'm not enjoying the flies and the bugs, so I'm going to carry on. So looking back across the meadows, that hill over there is where I just came from. Cutting across the slope here. And, enjoying this breeze. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's the best way back, the way I came. I might try and stay a little higher over there, but I think I would definitely take the grass, because there is a reasonably well worn path across here. Not many people do this trail. When I say not many, it's like, it's not one of those trails that you'll find 1,000 people on every weekend, you know. There's a helicopter somewhere down in the valley there somewhere. We have a helicopter, I can hear him. Let's hope he's just passing through and somebody's not in trouble. If you're ever stuck out in the mountains, that is a good sound to hear, but it also means that somebody could well be in trouble, so that's never good. Always come out in the mountains, enjoy your time out in the mountains, accept the risks of being here. Like, if anything happened to me out here, the chances of anybody finding me up here is pretty bloody slim, I can tell you. Yeah, might be spring before anybody finds me. But looking down across that, look at that. Look how steep that is. I don't know, the camera just really doesn't do it justice. It honestly doesn't. Yeah, I can't see where that helicopter went. Oh, he's up over the top of the trees over there. I just see him. He's just going through the top of the trees over that way. Yeah, okay. So he came up from the Sheep Valley way somewhere. Yeah, there are various ranger stations and what have you down in there. So, yeah. If I stand on top of the hill when I get up there and put my thumb out, do you think he'll come and pick me up? Probably not. Unfortunately, my days of being having to use helicopters and what have you, yeah, just call them in, they come pick you up and away you go. Yeah, that's rather nice. I don't have that ability anymore. Things you have at one time in your life and you think yourself, yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but you miss them when you're out in places like this, having that ability, I can tell you. Either way, I will stop waffling and I will get on around this corner and see how much further I got to go. Right, I've got to my next point. I'm bloody sure that's my summit right there. There's a little bit of a walkway across here. Animals have obviously used it. Yeah. Whew. Side hill in that is steep, I tell you. That is really steep. So I'm going to, there's a bit of a trail here. So I'm going to wander up onto that piece of ridge there and along that ridge. I don't think I'm going to cut straight across. Straight across is shorter, but also steeper. So I will take the lazy way around, I think. Sometimes you just see an old tree stump and you think, I must get a picture of that. And this is one of them. I've no idea how old that tree is. It's been there a while. But, All Smoke Mountain is in the background. If you ever get up in here and you get lost and you can't find your way down, it's actually really simple. All the drainage is here on this side of the mountain, on this side, all run down into Ware Creek. So if you were to follow any of these ridges down, any of these walkways down here, if you follow them all the way down, right in the bottom of the valley where I'm pointing down in there, you'll find Ware Creek. That over there is Gleason's Hill. Ware Creek is in the bottom of there. That's trail 57 around the bottom of there. So once you get down there and you hit the creek, you can either go left or right. It will get you back out onto the what was the old Ware Creek Road, I guess they called it. Comes out any other Gorge Creek down that way. That's Missing Link Mountain over there, that little one there. that's missing link. But so if you ever get lost up in here, it's actually really easy to find your way out. Sun's over that way. Walk downhill towards the sun. Now if it's late in the day and the sun's over by those big mountains over there, you want to head down the valley down that way. If you're heading towards those mountains, you're going the wrong way. So you want to head down the valleys, just follow the valleys all the way down to the bottom. Doesn't matter, you ain't got a map, GPS, doesn't matter, just keep following the streams downhill. They will all end up in Ware Creek. Once you get to Ware Creek, you'll soon know you're there because it's the end of the line. Doesn't go anywhere further than that. Once you hit Ware Creek, keep following the water downhill in Ware Creek and it'll take you all the way back to the Ware Creek PRA. Real simple. Right, enough waffling. I've stopped for a break because I'm getting tired. I need to get out this bloody sun. So I'm heading over there. My goal is just up there through those trees. So I need to head into the trees here. I don't want to side hill down across here too much because there's some large bloody boulders in here. I don't mind walking on grass, I just don't want to be tripping over big boulders. But I had to get a picture of this tree. It's pretty cool, eh? Yeah, I'll certainly take that. Look at that. I wonder how old that tree is. You know, you look at that and you think, oh yeah, it's just an old tree stump. But I wonder how old it is. I wonder how long it's been there. Yeah, bloody long time, I should think. Right. I'm gonna stop waffling and continue on my way. I'm burning daylight. Nature's resilience. Look at this tree. It's absolutely decimated, fallen over, broken, been snapped in the wind, Christ knows what. And it's still growing. That tree has an amazing view. I'm just going to get up here in the shade a bit because it is getting amazingly hot. Look at that, a cool tree. Yeah. Ooh, I'm liking that wind. I'll keep that, that's good. Right, on I go. Well, I must be getting there because I'm beginning to see steep drop-offs down both sides. Excuse me. Oh, it's a hot day. I am absolutely bloody roasting. So I've come across this shelly rock stuff, which usually means I'm on top of a ridge. But, looking around here, we'll just secure that out for a bit. As I say, I've got a steep drop off down that side and a steep drop off to my other side. So I'm looking at this rock. I must be getting reasonably close to the top, I should think. I think it was only a couple of kilometres when I come out of that bit of forest back there. But, oh. Yeah, once I crossed those meadows, I could still see another meadow, but I didn't cross that one. I went uphill and into the trees, and I've actually found a fairly reasonable trail. I can tell by the branches all been cleared off one side of the trees, so I'm pretty sure this was done by people. Right, close to the top or not, I need another drink of water. Right, I'll do that and head on. Holy smokes, once you leave those meadows and you head into the trees and you start heading up here, it is bushwhack all the way up. Just keep following the ridge all the way up, basically. And thank Christ, I'm here. Haven't touched it yet. Haven't conquered the mountain until I touch this pole. Oh, now I've conquered the mountain. This is all Smoke Mountain, and I am all kind of knackered, I can tell you. Wow. That last bit up through the trees on a really hot day like this, that is something. Now somebody told me continue past the top and there's a ledge out here where you get a really good view, so I'm going to do exactly that. Try not to break my leg on the way down. This would not be a good place to break your leg, so I'm going to head over here. Oh. Apparently you get a really good view down the valley from over here on this edge, so let's go see if it's true. You get a really nice view of like the mountains over that way. Oh well, hey, somebody made me a chair. I don't know who made that, but thank you. That is without doubt the best. Oh, I can see something. I'm just going to get this pack off. I'm just roasting. I'll get all this junk off and then I'll continue. Right, so I am sat on top of what can only be described as an amazing hill. It was worth the slog getting up here. Millions of flies are a pain in the rear end, but you just have to put up with those, I'm afraid. Now, down in the bottom of that valley down there, see that grey shaly stuff? If you look right in the middle, there is a white waterfall. That waterfall is the secret waterfall. Don't tell anybody, it is a secret waterfall. And it is a big one. That is a good sized waterfall. Son of a bitch to get to, but that is a good sized waterfall. So it's actually flowing too. I've seen lots of people come up here and they've never been able to find it, but there it is down there. So I'm just going to take a bearing on it for you. I am on top of the hill here. Just set that up north. Let's just get my camera away from my compass. I'm just going to take a bearing from these two rocks that I'm sitting on, and we are looking at west northwest, literally straight down the bloody line. Couldn't have gone any better. Whoever put those rocks there knew I was going to be measuring that, and yeah, it's west northwest, exactly down the line. And this is why sometimes it's handy to bring a compass. So if I was here now and I wanted to get to there, once I'm down in that forest down there, there ain't no chance in hell I'm ever going to find my way through that forest by being able to see anything. That not only that, it's extremely steep. Yeah, look at that. It's not quite a cliff, but it's not far off. Actually, I think there is actually a rock band down there by the look of it. Yep, so top of the hill, take a bearing on that, west northwest, straight down the line, perfect. And this is why I like to carry a compass. Yeah, not only that, but I can see how many times the mosquitoes have bitten me. Yuck. Yeah. Oh, always a good idea, make sure you carry your compass. Right, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have something to eat, I'm going to have a lot to drink, I'm going to have something to eat. But anybody that's looking for the secret waterfall, it's down there, right down there. I don't know if you can see that in the video. Right down in the bottom there, little tiny white line. Trust me, if I can see it that big from here, it's big. That is the secret waterfall. Right, and there's some amazing mountains. I can see right along to all the way over there. I've got Nahahi Ridge right over there. Holy crap, I can see everything from here. I got moose and all that lot over that way. Nahahi Ridge, this is Forget Me Not, and oh, what's the other one? Ipiri Ipan runs along there. That's all Powder Face up over the side of there. Oh Christ, I can see everything from here. Yeah, Shangalashi, Blue Rock, that's all Blue Rock over there. I can't remember what these ones are called. That one up there that looks like a giant brick wall, I can't remember what that's called. Yeah, just looks like one hell of a big vertical mountain, that's what that is. That's not my kind of mountain, that's somebody else's kind of mountain. A little bit of snow still up on the top of some of these. Yeah, so if that's over there, I should be able to see. It's a little hazy. I can just make out a mountain in the distance, a peak, and I'm not sure, but that might be the top of Banded. I'm not sure because I can't see the rest of it. It's just disappeared into the haze. This camera's probably not even doing that justice, I can tell you. But wow, look at all that down there. Isn't that amazing? There's some good exploring down through there, all Quirk Creek and all that. Yeah. Yes. Well, I am going to have a bite to eat. I'm going to sit on this nice chair that somebody's made me. Thank you very much, whoever made that. Thank you. Yeah, much appreciated. I'm going to sit down and have something to eat. Now, as I've mentioned many times in the past, what an amazing chair. That is a good chair. Yeah. Make sure you have all your gear in here. I have what I call my emergency stuff. I got headlamps in there and all kinds of good stuff in there. Just a little bag, that can go in there. I have spare water. I also have something that people never remember to bring with them. Some people laugh, some people don't. Most people have ever been caught out without one of these. So, instant sunshine. Now that is what you call smart thinking. Instant sunshine. Now, if you're out and about and it suddenly starts pissing down with rain, like heavy pissing down with rain, yeah, you can have a hat on and that'll keep it off. That's good. But let me tell you, having your own little rain shelter that you can bring with you, keeping that sun off, let me tell you, yeah, that is quite something. And it's such an easy thing to carry too. I've had people laugh, oh, what do you bring an umbrella with you for? Let me tell you, yeah, this is exactly those occasions. Yeah, the only thing it needs is a big tripod to hold it up so I don't have to hold the damn thing. But I can tell you, whew, oh, I am hot and yucky, and that bit of forest up through there, that last bit up through there, is an absolute SOB. So yeah, there ain't much of a trail up through there. You can kind of find a route through there, but there ain't no trail through there. So I am going to put down my little sunshade here in a second and find some food. Yeah. It actually works a damn. Yeah. Used to have umbrellas years and years ago that had tin foil on the inside, like that mylar coating on the inside. Let me tell you, that's very handy stuff for a lot of reasons. Yeah. In here, I actually have a bar that I'm not going to name. But, they were on sale the other day, so I actually bought some. My local co-op had them on sale for $1 a bar, so yeah. Whew. And I need some energy to get me back down that hill, I can tell you. And these things, they are good, but I'm just not paying ridiculously overinflated prices for them. And that is how you keep the sun off. Coming up that last kilometre, once you're out of those meadows, you go to some pretty rough bushwhack up through there. That must be Forget-Me-Not Ridge along there. Gotta be. Yep. Quite surprised the secret waterfall's still flowing water this time of the year. Normally dried up by now. But, I can't remember what the name of the creek is that flows into there. Three Point, I think it is, something like that. 3 Point Creek, something like that. Used to be a campground down in there somewhere. Down at the bottom, 3 Point Campground. It's one of those backcountry campgrounds. Used to be down in there somewhere, but they closed it. Yeah. I think people still use it. If I was camping out this way and I was down there, I'd camp there. But it's a good site. It's got a good water source, and I think it's down there. I think that's exactly where it is. Because I know you have to come up from the valley, up through a gap that looks suspiciously like that one over there. Yeah. Get out, mosquito. Folks, this is my shade. Go find your own shade. Go on, get out of it. I did actually find, if I can find it, and my other bug spray too. So let's see if I can do something about this. Hang on. And the good thing about these is they fold up to absolute nothing. If I can remember which way around the Velcro goes. Fold up to absolute nothing. And they fit in the pack real easy. I can tell you, it's one of those things that most people would never think to have in their backpack. They think, what do I want to carry that for? It's just extra weight. But I have used that on numerous occasions. I can tell you, you can get it out of this pack a lot easier than get it in the damn thing, I can tell you that much. No, we're getting it. We're getting it. And push that button. There we go. That's it. Folds right up to that. Folds up to nothing. Right. It is important to make sure you've got a hat on. Oh dear, excuse me. Right. I do have a grapefruit with me, which I would love to eat, but the smell of that fruit for these flies is no, not gonna risk it. So I'll have another one of these. Put my spare water in there. These are good. Has to be the best way to spend the day though, eh? Right. Yes, good place to be. It's nice to get that gear off, I tell you. There is a bit of a drop off down here, so I'm not going to go down too far. I can see the trees suddenly disappear, so yeah, not going to go down there. This is as far as I want to go. There is apparently some really good exploring. You can go from here, and I can actually see it. In that bottom corner, there's a darker brown bit in that corner. If you go down there and follow it all the way along, you can go up along the back way to Volcano Ridge, I think it's called. Yeah, you can go that way, cut across there. Now I can actually see that. It looks like that's been cleared out. Yeah. Yep. What an amazing place. And I only have 7 kilometers to walk back. It's 7 kilometers to here from where I came. So round trip is 14. So I've got 7 to go back. But the good news about the 7 to go back is it's down bloody hill. Yeah, it's downhill, and also I know exactly where I'm going now. On the way up here I had to do a little bit of route finding, because there isn't any trail. There's only a trail to about 2/3 of the way up, and then you just bushwhack the rest or come up through the meadows. Now I came up through the meadows on the way. I'm going to see if there's any better route down through the other way. I know when Bob Spurko did this trip, he came up through the forest way, and he actually said it was easier to go back down through the meadows. However, the sun is a bit of an option point today, so that sun is bloody hot. I'm not a great fan of the sun. I don't really like being out in the sun. That's another reason why I like to carry that umbrella thing with me. Keeps the rain off, keeps the sun off. Yeah, like a mini shelter. It's perfect. Yeah. Right, one last look at the secret waterfall. Not going to tell anybody where it is, but it's exactly there, down the bottom. Yeah. Don't tell anybody. Best of luck getting to that. Yeah, I can tell you now, you might better see it from here, but you try getting to that. I've never actually seen anybody do a video there. I've seen people head up that way, but if you look, it's in that great big gorge, that really steep sided gorge, and that is basically, if you set foot in that gorge, you're falling downhill. That's not somewhere you can easily walk. So yeah, I can actually hear it. As crazy as that sounds, the wind must be blowing in the right direction. Hang on. Huh, well, I'll be. There must be a decent plunge pool at the bottom of there then, I guess, because I can actually hear that. When the wind blew that direction just now, I could hear the water in the wind. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's a good distance. I don't know what that is for distance. Bloody sight further than I'm going today, I can tell you. My way back is that way, over the top of that mountain and down the other side. So, one last look around. What an amazing place. More people should come here. This is All Smoke Mountain. Anybody that's never been here, if you like a bit of route finding and getting out to somewhere where there ain't nobody else, this is your place. Yeah, a lot of places out around here actually. You won't find too many people out around here. It's only the diehards you find out around here. Yeah. Diehards and lost people. So if you got lost here, just as a matter of navigation, if you got lost here and you was on top of All Smoke Mountain, if you went that way, you would bump into the Elbow River Valley, like all down through Bragg Creek, keep going, Big Elbow campsite and all that kind of stuff's all down over the other side of those mountains over there. Yeah, that would take you that way. It's a long walk. It's deceptive from here. I don't know how far that is in kilometers, but I can tell you it's long. If I had to guess, I would say as the crow flies, that's a good 10, somewhere between 10 and 15. I can see the hills over there, Mustang Hills, where they cleared all the trees and what have you on the other side there. I can see a bit of that, but it's very hazy. It's hard to see. Yeah. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to have another drink of water. I'm going to totally rehydrate over here in the shade in the trees, and I'm going to head back up over the top of that hill, do another bit when I get there, and then I'm off. Right. So one last look around before I head back down. Thank you very much again, whoever put those rocks there. That is a perfect spot for a chair. Yeah, you are a scholar and a gentleman, whoever put those there. Thank you very much. Perfect. Yeah. Right. Just make sure I've got all my stuff. Just looking at these trees, this gives you an idea how slow these trees grow. See this light green bit on the end here? That's how much that grew this year. That's an entire year's worth of growth. So if you're ever out in places like this, don't cut these trees. I see people cut up trees like that for firewood. Don't. Yeah, they take a very, very long time to grow. If you want firewood, back over the other side of the mountains there, there's a whole pile of firewood over there. But do not cut these trees. They take a very long time to grow. Right, so I'm going to head back up over the top of what is the actual peak of All Smoke. Like I say, if you get to the top of All Smoke, just continue over and down the other side just a little bit. So just check wallet, keys, bear spray, water, all my stuff. Yeah, always do a kit check, regular kit checks, because then if you suddenly find something's missing, you know you lost it between point A and point B. You don't have to be turning over the entire route trying to find it. Right, back up the rocks. So I'm back on top of the mountain. It's always nice to have something to eat on the top of a mountain. Plenty of good things to eat on top of mountains. And unfortunately, my grapefruit is not one of them today because there's too many flies. If I bust open a piece of fresh fruit up here, oh my god, I'd be inundated. So what does this say? Oh, it's a survey point. Yeah. Alberta survey control, do not remove. Absolutely. Leave those where they are. Yeah. Right. I can hear a small plane somewhere. One last look around. What else can I see? I cannot believe, in all honesty, it's how much stuff I can actually see from here. Places that I go and explore and head out to quite a lot. I can actually see a huge number of them from up here. It's amazing. Yeah, this is quite the vantage point. If you're ever out this way, like I say, and you want a nice hike, get away from people, just wander off up the mountains and whatever, some stunning views. Yeah, come up here. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head on. One last look. Yep, I'm at the summit. Oh, I know what I haven't done. I haven't placed my customary rock on the pile. There we go. One rock added to the pile. Yeah. Right, now the way back down is this way. And basically all you're going to do is follow the ridge down. I'm going to try and stay out the meadows if I can. If I have to go back into the meadows, well, so be it. But I'm going to head down this way and go from there. That is the top of Allsmoke Mountain. Thank you for coming along. So basically coming back down off the top of Allsmoke, you're going to head back down the ridge. There's lots of little side trails that seem to disappear off down the edges. Try to just stay on top of the ridge. It's real simple. It's very braided, it's all over the show. It's just kind of a general, follow a route in a kind of a general direction. And but if you stay on top of the ridge, you are going the right way. And I will see what happens once I get out into the meadows. See if I can find a nicer route across there. But I don't know whether I fancy bushwhacking that entire distance through forest, or whether I'm just going to bite the bullet and cut across the meadow. I'll see how hot the sun is when I get there. Ease of walking is one thing, but in the heat, that's something else. So I'm back at that rubbly kind of ridge bit. This from here to the top is only a couple of 100 meters, if that. So yeah, once you find this bit, you are there. Yeah, so I'm going to head down the valley. I'm enjoying this breeze, and I'm going to find a better way down. Right, I've just come down through that top section. There's a piece of red tape there just on the corner. If you follow that bit up, follow the ridge up, that's actually pretty much the easiest route. There is a lot of bushwhacking up in there otherwise. Yeah. Back into the start of the meadows. Just going to wander over here to these. These are called paintbrush. Now, if that doesn't make it worthwhile coming up here, I have no idea what does. Bumblebees everywhere. Yeah. Bees and flowers and bugs. I've got to go right down in the bottom of that valley, way down there. So I've got to lose probably about 650 meters from here, I guess. 657, something like that. I think it's 700 meters right to the top, something like that. Right, at least it's all downhill anyway, and I'm going back that way. Well, I've just come out the trees. Clouds starting to build a bit, which this time of year you've got to be careful of. Don't want to get stuck up here in a thunderstorm. That would not be good. So I'm just back out in the meadows. Now where I came was across that way, so I'm going to try and stay a little higher. Use this beast to get through. There's a lot of deadfall up in here. It's all just deadfall really. There's quite a lot of animal trails, and you can see where people have been through there before. I keep finding old saw cuts like on the end of little branches and that, where people trim bits off and stuff. Those are always good navigational points. So I'm going to work and make the road shine. So I just heard the noise. So I'm going to head back into the forest here. It's a little shaly, so it tends to be thinner forest. That's very steep down there, as you can see. Wow, that's where I was. That peak up there in the distance, that's the top of Allsmoke. So there's a million little braided trails that go off up through there. You can just pick one and go that way. That doesn't matter which way you go. Yeah, as long as you're going up and following the ridge. So I'm going to stay on this ridge. I did come across the grass on the way up here, so I'm going to go back through the trees a little bit and see what I can find through the trees. See, if in doubt, follow the deer. There's quite a nice deer trail along there. There's a huge amount of deer crap along this piece of pathway. But, oh yeah, here's a rub stick. They use this for their antlers. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, always follow the deer. They know the best places. They live here, see. They're not just visiting today. They live here. They know it. They know this area backwards. So basically I'm just following the ridge, skirting along where the meadows are down through there. But the sun is getting a bit hot. And as I said before, I'm not a great fan of the sun. Some people are real sun worshippers and they can lay out on the beach in the sun all day long and just end up burnt like a crisp. Now, welcome to it. Look at this trail. Wow, this is almost like a man-made trail. No, this is deer. More coyote crap. There's a lot of coyote crap up in here. Maybe they're following the deer, I don't know. But so far, I have to say, this is way easier than side hilling across there, especially in this heat. Yeah, I'll take this for a while. And, see where I end up. Right, I'm going to stop for a water break, have a drink. Well, so far so good. Actually really easy wandering through there. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that piece of rock down there on that corner, that's where I sat on the way up here. So I know exactly where I am, so I need to go exactly down through there. So yeah, actually that's actually been a lot easier than I anticipated. So let's hope it stays that way. But, my general direction is kind of that way through the forest, and going to follow some more deer trails. Well, so far so good. I did slightly start to wander off down the back of the ridge. You've got to be careful when you start going down the back of the ridge. I suddenly found myself in some alder that was a good 5 feet tall. So I thought, no, I definitely know this is the wrong side of the mountain. Yeah, it's very easy to, once you find yourself descending, once you're not having to work hard to get to where you're going, you know you're going the wrong way. Yeah, I knew I was starting to descend, and I didn't need to be descending yet. Right, well, there's the two meadows that I crossed over there, and I was halfway down this meadow when I cut across. So I will continue along the top here a little bit. I must admit, yes, the bit bushwhacking through the trees is a little bit, it's better shade, but I don't know about you, but isn't this a nicer view? This is much nicer. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to try the same thing again. I'm pretty sure when I came up through there somewhere, so I will head back into the trees this way and see if I can cut across and find my way down. Just going to have a quick look on this edge here, because I think that piece over there is where I cut through, that second little piece. Then I cut through and up across there. So I am going to go straight down through that way somewhere. I did find a reasonably good deer trail, and I'm going to see if I can follow it. Sometimes you just come across the weirdest things. This is obviously somebody's campfire. There's another log over there, another one here. What a weird place to camp. Yeah, this tree's nice though. This tree's cool. Yeah. So my meadows were down over that way, so I need to follow this ridge down there somewhere. Yeah, the top of this tree's been cut right out, and somebody's had a campfire in it. No idea why. That's peculiar. Either way, on I go. Right, so I'm back at the rock pile, which was the end of the trail where the marker is. I have now noticed, as I came out through there, talk about spidey senses for navigation. I literally just walked straight out the trees there. Looking on the ground here, there's a very obvious stick and two rocks that have been made into an arrow to point that way. So yeah, you can go that way if you want. In terms of difficulty, if you're good at bushwhacking and following a route, through the trees is nice in the sun. Out there is beautiful, like with the flowers and the meadow, and absolutely fantastic walk along there. But you can actually do it fairly easily along here, just stay on the ridge. It's quite easy to wander down the back of the ridge, be careful of that. I started doing that and ended up in some like 5 foot tall alder, which is never good. You always know you're on the wrong side of the mountain when you find yourself in that crap. Yeah. Right, so I'm back at the top. There's the rock pile where it ends. There's an arrow that somebody made. I went that way and came back that way. Choice is yours, whichever way you want to go, goes to the same place. So now, compared to where I've been, I've got an absolute 6-lane highway of a beautiful trail all the way back to where I need to be. Right, so I'm going to head back that way. Right, and here I am at the bottom of the trail, and it is getting bloody hot. This is where you turn off and start up the ridge. This is the little bit that goes down into the creek crossing. So I'll do some more when I get down there. God, I'm glad I'm off that bit. That's bloody hard on the legs, that is. Well, I think I'll use that as a closeout shot. Last time I was here, this was all full of gulls. Now it's all full of butterflies. Look at that lot. Right, that's where I've just been. Right up over the top of that mountain range over there. And I can tell you now, I'm pretty hot. So I need to get the hell out of here. Thanks for coming along. It's one of those times you're really glad you got a car with AC in it. Right, I'm going to let the butterflies continue with what they're doing, and I'm going to head on home. Thank you for coming along.